Tonight's show, we're talking about collective destiny, and I'm answering all your questions with live readings coming up right now.
Does it look like a Devin or David?
David is his name. It's been so spot on.
And I don't know if you put it in the side of your end table or not. You said like something on your end table that you this too.
My God, you're crazy, girl.
Yeah, he's saying hi, baby girl. He's saying hi, baby girl. And is there significance with like image of a rose at all?
Dude,
Does that make
always
sense?
give me a rose.
Okay, so he's like doing one now. He's saying to work with some sort of like vibrational machine. Somehow a way to work with like machinery and vibration.
I work with horses, and there's actually some MagnaWave therapy that's vibrational.
Tell me something that he told you that came true.
Everything he's predicted has come true.
I just don't see it.
He doesn't have cancer?
It's very possible.
Allow yourself to hear yourself. Allow yourself to feel yourself. Allow yourself to talk to yourself. Allow yourself to respond to yourself. That's looking within.
You might encounter negative aspects of self, but that's a freeing experience.
Because then they start realizing that they can't think outside the box. And I said, if you can't think outside the box, then who's the stupid one here?
There's a reason why we're on this timeline. There's a reason why we've chosen to be in this awakening. I say we're going through a spiritual awakening.
So I don't just come on here and talk bullshit and repeat. I'm living this stuff.
In harmony with nature, in a mystical adventure, we're building on a culture.
Hello, my beautiful souls. Happy Thursday night. Welcome to the Cruisyverse, right? What a week, what a week, what a week. What a mighty good week it has been. A couple days after the election. How you all feeling? Some might be happy, some might be sad. We don't have to get hyper emotional about this because remember, there's always a divine purpose that we're following. So it doesn't matter who the faces are. The divine purpose always wins. And we're always heading down the same, maybe a different trajectory. It could be two different trajectories, but same paths heading down to the same destination, the same road, the same ending. We all have a purpose. We all have a mission. So it doesn't matter what type of seasoning we choose. The end meal will be what we actually eat. Did I just say that? Hopefully that made sense because I don't know that analogy. But how you all feeling? Hopefully you guys have caught this morning's LOL. So that was an interesting LOL. Some interesting characters have been lingering around the chats lately. And I tell people, if you don't want to be called out for your comments, don't leave them because I will call them out. I'm one of those people. I will call you out. I'm about justice, especially when we are doing free content and people have the nerve to critique free content. You're going to hear about it. So bring it on. Let's see who's in the room. Brenda Zweck, hello. Jennifer Cruz, my maker, hello. Beautiful Patty Snow, good to see you. Wonderful Mod Nina is in the room. And so those you don't know, if you want to book a live question here with me, it's $15 for a card pull. I see right here, $20 for one question, $30 for two questions, and $40 for a live video. The PayPal and Venmo links are in the description below. And if you have any questions how to do so, Nina will get you going on that. And just for the live videos, it can only be through Venmo because I have to be able to respond to you with the link to call in. Okay, like Miss Cleo, call me in now. AC, good to see you. Iggy, can't you see? Scott, he says, Scott, oh, I am not laughing. Oh, I am. Oh, I see. Yes. I get the joke. I get the context. Yeah, I mean, I am. So, I'm not going to lie. You know, sometimes, we can't be too petty, right, about things in life. And so, sometimes we need to kind of push ourselves through things and understand we can either deteriorate because of circumstance or we can be empowered because of circumstance. And the minute you allow someone to control any type of aspect of you, then you become at mercy at those people in your lives. And this could be any type of dynamic, a friendship, a relationship. They will be the dictators of your happiness, not you. And interesting, that card just fell out. It's all about anxiety and being in contempt of self. So we don't need to be in contempt of self, okay? We want to be free from these things and choose to be empowered from the circumstances. Rachel, good to see you. Hello. Gabriella Tinkoff, Colette Love, Allie Taylor. Hello. Darby Maybury. Good to see you. Blondie 7, Samantha R. Yes, happy pre-Friday. Exactly. Lauren Massalinas. Good to see you. James Porterfield. What's going on, man? What's going on, brother? And we have who's coming here chatting in Kathy. Teresa Trinique. Crazy for coconut. Crazy. I almost got tongue tied on that. Crazy for coconuts. Good to see you. Clarence. Hello. Lisa Cruz. And everyone who's watching, I can't see you because you're not chatting. I can only see who's chatting in the chat. So welcome. Those of you who are new, I will start with the collective read, and I use tarot to do the collective read. But I don't necessarily need tarot to do reads. I'm a psychic medium, but I do use them in circumstances like this as direction for the collective. And it will probably be a forecast for the week as far as what Spirit wants to say for you guys right now and whoever comes across this. And then we'll get into the topic, collective destiny, and then I'll do the live readings. So get them in now because otherwise I'll close them down. It's first come, first serve. Okay. And Lisa Guzda. Good to see you. And Rhonda. Good to see you. You're late, but you made it. Hey, fashionably late. And I have a long intro anyway, so you came at a perfect time. And Sarah, good to see you too. All right, let's shuffle these cards and see what the message is today. I'll keep it fresh too. Those of you who watched Leading Out Loud this morning, I will kind of do something contrary to that, or something that's something unique and different for you guys, specifically for this time. Christina Noel, good to see you. And these cards. Now we have to remember, still in Scorpio season, and Pluto's still in Capricorn. Okay, so a lot of tension, going on right now, and especially with the elections. But I think even those that might have been disappointed by the outcome, I think a lot of them still feel, like they're glad it's over, And so I'm seeing also, I've been sensing a lot of relief around as I've been walking around, through the community and so forth. That just, it is what it is, and we've done this before, so I'm always, for one, understand whatever happens needs to happen. So I look at situations in life saying, okay, now what's the focus here? What is the mission here? So I don't complain about the outcomes. I actually say, okay, what's the mission for this outcome? As I wish a lot of guys would really can be, seeing things in that way. Got to put reversal of pentacles too. Which a lot of this is saying, okay. Well, I mean, this is actually the message here too, especially with the Five of Wands coming in. The question I want you guys to ask yourself is, would you prefer there never to be a competing or an opposing idea? Would you guys, rather have it to where everyone sees things the same way and everyone has the same perspective? Would you prefer to be in a world that way? Because let me tell you this, you didn't choose that. And we have a world of diversity. And there's a lot of people that scream for diversity, but they don't like the diversity if it doesn't coincide with their beliefs. And I'm seeing this on both ends of the spectrum. So the thing is, we have a diverse aspect of beliefs. Now, if we look at some of the political changes here, or the political agendas that are going on here, let's take abortion, the very heated topic of abortion, of the fight of it. If you take a step back, both parties are having empathy, right? But the fight is, you're not doing empathy the way I think that you should be doing empathy. You see what I'm saying? And so, especially those who are, I would say, pro-choice, they have empathy for creation, for the baby. You shouldn't kill the baby. There's an empathy for that. And those who are pro-choice are empathy for the mother, empathy for the child to not live a hard life. And so, if you look at these topics that we're really arguing about, it really has a lot to do with just different forms of empathy. And so if you take a step back and you hear each other, instead of saying, look, we all have different points of view, that everyone has a different perspective on how things should be handled, and especially if the fight is the different kinds of empathy, we should probably stop being devastated. We should probably stop crying about things that are going your way just because someone else sees it differently. And when you rely on the government to make a choice, they will. And the problem is, people are relying on the government because things are so divisive with some of these ideologies or some of these things. It's so divisive that they have to let you take care of it, government. And so then when government makes a choice, you pout and scream about it. Both sides do this. So we have to ask ourselves, who do you want to be the dictator of your happiness? Is it government? Is it other people? Is it you? Is it people because they have different perspectives than you? Is that what the detriment that you have to fight against? Or can you understand people have different perspectives than you? And the majority of people in this country have really great intentions for what they believe a better world is because of empathy. But because it doesn't align with yours does not mean that empathy doesn't exist. I'm just seeing a lot of this because as a moderate, and I agree with a lot with both sides, a lot of times I'm not this or that. A lot of times it's this and that. And for me, I'm pro-choice and pro-life. I am both. I believe that someone should have the choice, especially if there's a baby that's a detriment to the mother. That person should have the choice to terminate if they need be, especially if it's going to interfere with a woman's health. I agree that people should have the choice if the baby was due rape or incest. And if it's a young child I agree that there should be a choice for that. But I also believe in life, that we should appreciate life too, and not be so quick to terminate. Right? So for me, it's this and that, and we start looking at things this way, the divisive nature would not be so prominent and prevalent. And it's gotten so bad that these I would say trivial ideologies or trivial fights that we're having are really kind of everything else that's really important for our survival, our planet and species is going down the toilet. It's taking a shit. Because everyone wants to fight about gender, sex, and religion and these ideologies of rights, but we're not talking about mental health. We're not talking about the education crisis. We're not talking about the health crisis, the homeless crisis, the food toxicity in our foods. No one's talking about these things. They're too busy fighting about abortion, too busy fighting about gay marriage, and I'm gay. But quite frankly, if I had to pick between gay marriage and the survival of my planet, I'm going to pick that first, and maybe the gay marriage will come later on. Because things are too divisive. So, of course, you're going to leave it up to the government to decide, and they will. And so they're going to leave it to the states. And so, I have hear discussions saying, well, they think it's bad they leave it to the states. I'm like, well, that's what it is. It's too divided. It's either they take it away completely or let the states decide. So what are we really screaming about here? If we're choosing these paradigms, if we're choosing the system, what are we really screaming about? Have we gotten so wrapped up in the sport of being right that we've lost sight of what's really important? Have we got so wrapped up in those narratives that have been spoon-fed to you that you really forgotten the rights you truly have and the power that you truly have in your life? Because when I hear people complaining, and I'm a double oppressed. I'm a double minority. I'm Latin, I'm gay. Oof, and I'm a psychic. I got a triple minority in that one. I win the awards of oppression here. But not once has anything held me back in my life. Why? Because I choose to not let it. And my mom always taught me that too. When I asked my mom about, being a feminist, or asked my mom about women's rights, and my mom said she's always been her own boss. She's always been a boss, right? She's always, had employees and clients, and she's never once been oppressed. She says, because she doesn't allow it to affect her psyche, because the choices are there for her, she says. You could take that approach, or you could say, oh, women are oppressed, we don't have rights. And you can let the women in your Congress and governments dictate your rights for you, if you want to. But we have to start broadening perspective and understand, what are you choosing to look at? How are you choosing to see things in life? And why are you not allowing yourself to at least consider how other people see things? And then of course, many people who are listening to this are going to jump to, it's hate, there's hate, there's hate, there's hate. Well, there's hate everywhere, and you're on planet Earth. You either accept that there's hate in this world and know how to maneuver around it and approach it, or you're going to dwindle away, cry, lose sleep, and become a withered little flower, because there's hate in this world. That hate will never end. It will always be there. But the more you actually take a stand against that hate, you prove a different point, and you start a different current of energy. Just as that hateful energy could be very toxic, just as that hateful energy could be like a cancer and spread, so does goodness and love too. So does empowerment when you stand up for yourself and you stand up for your communities and show a life of success, of love, empowerment, togetherness. Then you make change. Complaining isn't going to do anything. And I've been saying this message for the past couple months now, because that's all I hear people do is complain. And especially with the topic this morning on LOL, we were talking about things just full of hateful comments in there. People saying, oh, you're not a man, you're privileged, and you're this, and I'm a woman, and I'm oppressed. And it's like they're proud of being oppressed. It's like they're proud of being a victim, like in a sense of they don't want to tell a different story. And so you have to understand, no matter the conditions, you can create a different story. There's many of us who have. So if the fundamental aspects of this limitations were true, nobody can say, well, I'm doing well. I'm a black man, I'm a Latin man, I'm an Asian man, I'm doing well, I'm successful. How come you're not? Obviously it's not a race thing, obviously it's not a sex thing. A lot of successful women dominating. What's the excuse? So we have to understand, during these times, it really isn't about the collective. It's resurrecting your karmic shit that you're unresolving, and you're blaming other people for your own karmic garbage. It's time to snap out of that haze and understand you are not resolving your own karma, and you're expecting society, governments, and other people to fix it for you. And let me tell you this, it's never going to happen. You'll be sitting in your apartment, in your house, in your car, wherever you're at your job, wondering why you're so oppressed and who's going to fix it for you, which is going to be your savior. And there's not going to be any savior until you realize it's you. Until it's you. This system we had is created by us. The system we have, this two-party system, you voted for the systems. You voted to be Republican. You voted to be Democrat. No one, I don't see anyone voting to look about independent parties or green parties or libertarian parties. I don't see any of that. You're spoon-fed. You created this lack of choice. You have created the ignorance of choice by your narrow viewpoint of what you think people should do to accept you and to make things better for you instead of things you making things better for yourself, which in turn makes things better for society. So complaining means it's just a reflection you've been doing nothing all along and expecting your rights, your successes to be handed to you by somebody else instead of you. Because those are successful in life. And I have a right to speak on this nature of victimization because so many people are walking around still playing that victimization card. And I keep reminding people, I have issues with sexual abuse, suicidal ideation, ritualistic abuse. I have religious trauma syndrome I've gotten passing over. Of constantly being repressed. I went through conversion therapy. I experienced possessions and exorcisms. I mean, I can go on the list of this again. I'm being very repetitive with this. I know what it's like to be victimized. But that made me a winner, a warrior, not a victim. I don't carry that card. And so a lot of people are just sitting back because they agree with an ideology and they're using that as an excuse to blame other people or to hate on men or to hate on other races or religions or whatever the case is. You set yourself free by saying it is and it will always be. That's the mastery. When you keep trying to pluck things out of existence, you're trying to play God. And let me tell you something, that doesn't work very well in your karmic experience. Because the God above, our creator, says all exists but non-existence. And you did not choose to come down to planet Earth to lay in a hammock and be joyful doing nothing. That's not why you came here. You came here to resolve your karma and to grow your soul. And the way you do that is to fight against your own oppression. The impressions in your mind, the narratives you create for yourself. Because the minute you start blaming everybody else for your issues, you have to start looking that you've never really taken responsibility for yourself. It's the government's fault. It's MAGA's fault. It's a lib's fault. It's the news' fault. Where's your responsibility? And this is the message today because, when you stop looking at other people's points of view and you stop trying to, well, let me rephrase this. When you stop looking at other people's points of view as if it should not be, then you're basically condemning and damning your own point of view because the whole point of existence and the creator that we have is that all has to exist, but non-existence. It's your job to understand it. It's your job to understand why things are happening karmically. It's your job to understand why you're in the positions that you are in. It's your job to understand what steps to take if you're in opposition or there's opposition in your life. It's your job to decide that for yourself of what needs to be done. Because blaming other people just gives them more power. You're just saying that's their dictator. You're whining and crying about a dictator in your life, whether it be politics, whether it be a family member, a relationship. It's time to start assuming now our own happiness. Because the more you expend and I always say constantly, it's about being objective and unaffected. And what does that really mean? You see, through my traumas, I understand, one, the mindset it created within me, being victimized, and two, I've understand the mindset of those who victimized me. And just as Yeshua said in the Holy Bible, forgive them for they not know what they do. There's a reason why he says this. Because some people have a very narrow point of view. They don't have the ability to expand. And in your own traumas and karma, please don't keep a narrow view for yourself to where you start behaving and becoming the victimization that the villain that you've actually, suffered from. Because I'm starting to watch many people, who have been victimized and have not healed. And many people who are not cleared up their karma. They're becoming the villains that they say that they hate. By preaching and pushing the same hate and judgment. So this is the time, because what's happening with this divide in our world is divinely orchestrated. Because one, we all have to grow collectively. Two, we got to grow individually. So and the way I look at this in this context is, if the collective energy, what's happening is collective, is forcing people to look at their karma, that means divine has a purpose, a bigger purpose for all of us to grow. And if you're not resolving your karma, and I said this before, you'll be plucked off and you will kind of not linger around any longer. If you're slowing down, it's like the survival of the fittest energy in the animal communities. If you're too slow and the tribe is starting to go on, you'll be left behind. And that's just what it is. It's biblical, it's spiritual in that sense. Because one person should not be a detriment to the whole group. The whole group has to move on. Don't be that one person that's left behind. Confront your karma. It's not about the politics, it's about you. It's not about the ideology, it's about you. These are all reflections to reveal to you where you stand with your own karma. And the idea that we have to we have to be controlled by one person and one dictator. I mean, most of you guys who are upset about this election, either side, whatever year it is, you're creating a dictatorship there. We got brought in perspective now, and I think this is the time for you guys to really sit back and understand this has nothing to do about what's going on in the outside world. It has everything to do with what's going on in the inner world. So I think this is the time we need to start focusing on this. Otherwise, things will not change, because as you can see, things are just repeating itself. I've said this before. I've looked back in many decades of TV shows and news shows back 20, 30 years ago, what they were talking about. Guess what? They're saying the same things they were saying then as they're saying today. I've mentioned this a couple months ago. They're saying the same things. They were talking about abortion then. They were talking about gun rights then. They were talking about misogyny then. They were talking about racism then. The same things we're saying today and that people are petrified over were being talked about 30 years ago. Nothing has changed. We can now actually gay marriage is now legal in states now, so that's one change. And so now abortion is being left to the states because you all keep fighting over it. So now the way is to leave with the states. The federal government's like, we don't want to be involved with it, which is actually in your favor. So stop crying about that. There will always be divisive energies. There will always be opposing points of view. No, this is not a world where everyone's going to see in the same point of view. It will never happen. The key is to understand the different points of view so your point of view can also shine and do its best, and also work in conjunction to an opposing point of view to bring unity. That's how it happens. That's how it happens. But so many people, there's so many people that are crying about this oppression that haven't experienced oppression. And this is what really triggers me in a sense. I have people who have not been through anything. They maybe just had a dad that yelled at them when they were younger, and that's it. And they're preaching oppression. And as someone who's gone through a life of massive trauma, it's insulting to me. And people yelling at the comments and LOL because they're screaming for their oppression when they just have a hatred for men. It's nothing to do with women's rights. They just hate men. And insulting my intelligence that have gone through massive amounts of trauma to where I've evolved to find a voice. This is the garbage that's going on in your society. Do you want to be part of that garbage? Or do you want to be part of the solution to where you're actually telling people, look, you're not oppressed, man. You got this. No, you got the power. You can succeed. Apply yourself. Don't let anything stop you. Do you want to be part of that solution, or keep enhancing the problem over and over again? What part of the side do you want to be on? Because I'll tell you this, I'm sick of hearing it from those who are complaining. I'm sick of it. And I'm confronting it now. I'm not keeping my mouth shut. I'm calling out the bullshit. Because I'm sick of being a part of this divide, of unnecessary divides, because people are screaming and crying for trivial issues. There's people in Gaza right now that don't know if they're actually going to be bombed or not tonight. How's your abortion issue? How's your gay marriage issue? How's your gender issue now when there are people in another country that they don't know if they're going to be wake up and be dead because a bomb hit their home? How does that sit with you? We are in times right now where survival should be number one right now. Why is this? Because our planet is in massive decline. And so I don't want to hear bullshit from people saying, oh, but these are issues that we need to do for our generations to come. If you don't focus on the issues that's most important, your generations won't have a world to come to. And if right now you think it's more important to stand up for gender rights and all this other crap, which you already have, and gay rights, which I already have, I wouldn't be able to do this if I didn't have it, then our species will decline, and so will our planet will be in decline. Our air quality is shit. How is gender studies and abortion going to fix our air quality, which you don't talk about? Is that going to stop AI? Is that going to be some sort of elimination of AI from taking over things? Taking over human jobs? Is that going to stop that? Don't think so. Who's talking about that? Nobody. Who's talking about the mental health crisis? Who's going to figure out what the mental health crisis is? Nobody. Not either side of the political spectrum is discussing this. So what are you clinging to those politicians for? You're worried about these rights. If we have no mental health, you have no rights. You can't even perceive a right or not. The homeless epidemic is awful. Who's talking about it? The education system, disgusting. Who's talking about it? Instead of focusing on true, actual education, let's dump gender studies so we can fight about that part of education and call it education. It's not education. So these are the issues that are plaguing our planet. And if you don't focus on these issues of survival, you will not have anything else to fight for the next generations. And we have to start thinking about this now because it's ridiculous. And I'll tell you this, as someone who's been in tune and been, practicing my connections to spirit as a very young child, I know no matter if Kamala won or if Trump won, it would be the same outcomes. The same economy. It's an illusion. Everything will be exactly the same. You're just saying, oh, well, Trump did this. So come on and just fight against the bullshit. It's degrading how you guys treat this political system because you're being manipulated by it. There are low levels of people in government who really believe what they're doing and trying to make truth and trying to make change. Yes, there's a lot of people that are doing this because they're not aware of everything's basically bought and sold by the Federal Reserve and the bankers and the industrial complex, which has taken over our government 40 years ago. It's completely taken over government now. It's hijacked. That's not spiritual. That's not loving. So everyone thinks they're being virtuous by just talking about rights to be empathetic, but you're actually doing nothing to save the planet and our species from dying. There's no empathy there. You're just trying to fight to be right. You're trying to have someone else pacify your insecurities. There's nothing about anything that has to do with empathy. Because if you saw things objectively, you understand our planet is bleeding. Our species is bleeding right now. And you keep putting stab wounds in it. Those of you who keep emphasizing these bullshit narratives. And dumping on people who are trying to bring voices to the society. Dumping on people. Because you don't agree. Get off your ass and stop complaining about the free content that you choose to consume. Get off your ass and why don't you make your own content? Instead of sitting down trolling in people's comment sections that you don't agree. Well, create your own fucking channel then. Do something about it if you don't agree. I don't see you do anything with your time that's anything productive, like I was saying in the collective read. Do something with your time that's productive. It's very easy to spew negativity on a keyboard. It's very easy to critique free content that you choose to consume. Very easy. Matter of fact, it's enabling. We should start charging for views now. You want to view something here? Pay this, because now we're just enabling you to be stuffing in gluttonous states of consuming content, thinking you're holier than thou that you get to create first world problems that you have, and complaining about a lot of you guys. And those other guys who are not this way, you know what I'm talking about. And I think those who are not this way need to hear someone talking about it and calling it out. So I'm speaking for you guys. And I'm not going to sit back and let these people speak. And these people, oh, don't address the negativity. I will stand up against the negativity. You damn straight I will. Because it's continuing. Nothing's changing. Look back from 2015, 2016. Same shit. Same tears. Same anger. I'm tired of it. I'm over it. And I'm going to call it out. And I don't care if you're going to leave a comment, you'll be called out. And I'll even take your comment and post it on make a video of it too. We'll discuss these things. We need to call this stuff out. And so the question is for you is, what side of the spectrum do you want to be on? The decline of it or the one that actually makes change and brings change? Sitting there yelling at your computer screen ain't bringing change. Your comments and being so aggressive comments, I gotta make a point here, ain't making change. You're not doing anything. It's either you accept it or do something about it. Because I'm telling you, there's going to be more and more people that are going to stand up and not tolerate that from you. And a lot of other people are waking up to this. I see a wonderful awakening from a lot of people that are seeing through this bullshit. And through this mind programming. Excuse me. Many people are waking up and seeing through the programming. They're seeing the repetition. What did Vance say recently? He's like, he get called out for creating a fake story. He says, well, if I have to create a fake story to emphasize the agenda. Literally said that. That's all politicians. To feel they're gaslighting you. And y'all want to talk about these gaslighting narcissists in your world? How about start looking at the people that you're giving your power to that you call politicians, that you think they're creating your rights for you? I'm sorry, my creator created my rights, not another man. A man doesn't rule over me. That's why I'm able to have my own work, my own job, my own career, my own voice, and do my own thing. When you guys think this way, you'll find ways to be independent, detached from the system as much as you possibly can. You wouldn't be working for somebody or under somebody. You have the desire to work for yourself and create your own work. But in that limited mindset of I'm a victim, they're taking my rights away. Let me tell you something. If you can go out and go to the store and get some food, you got rights. If you can call someone on the phone and get a cell phone bill, you have a right. If you get a car, you have a right. If you got a home, you got a right. If you can create any job that you want, you have a right. I don't care in my position where people don't give a fuck if I'm gay or not. I could give two shits. That doesn't stop me. That narrow-minded thinking. What is that? How does that affect me? So no one has taken away my rights. Okay, and let's be clear. Those who are gay about gay marriage, that's a big thing. That people say, oh, they're doing take a great gay marriage. Actually, no, they're not. It's left to the states. Actually, it's not in the Constitution in California. But we forget that we have civil unions. We've had civil unions for quite some time. But my community just wants to be very, very, no, we got to steal the term marriage. And I get it. But at the end of the day, when we want to start fighting for something, this is the opposition. Well, marriage is not your thing. You have civil unions, which we have. So we're not completely helpless here. So look within yourselves and understand the hatred that you're reacting to, it's in you. Because what we react to, we relate to. What you're responding to, you have that energy within you. Okay? Because when I see things I react to, I love it. I love that energy. And even when you react to something in a positive way, that's your energy. Or you love something about something that you know you have that you haven't been able to express yet. You know? So I think, again, you know, this is something I want you guys to understand, is that if you're reacting to this, it's that energy's within you. Clear that karma out. Bring the karma out. We have that power. This is a challenge. All this has just been a challenge. Can't you guys see that Spirit's challenging you? And that Spirit's trying to wake you guys up because of repetition? Don't you guys see this? 8 years? A lot of you guys see, well, a lot of you guys are really helping. A lot of you guys are really seeing that, you know, you're making life about yourself now. And that's inspiring a lot of people too. Good job. We need more of you guys. Keep speaking your truth and don't be worried about if people disagree with you. I think the point is, when I hear people disagree with me, I realize I'm doing what I need to be doing. Because there needs to be dialogue. There was a wonderful comment. Someone said, I don't always agree with what you're saying, but like I always walk away with something new. And like, that's the point. We don't have to agree. We're all experiencing life through different perspectives. We're all coming from different previous incarnations, right? So we're going to see things differently. We're going to see things in a way that maybe others don't see it and experience life in a different way. That's the whole point of this existence. And when you understand where people are coming from and why they're doing things the way they do, you actually fulfill the totality of your soul experience. Because you become more, you see more, you understand more. That's the point. And I've always said since I was a kid, I said, look, you know, if I have the right to be gay, someone has the right to hate me. I just don't care about them. So, and it's always worked for me. It's funny, I made more cracks about me being gay around my straight friends, and they get more offended about the gay jokes I make about myself than me or other gay people. So, yes. But here's the thing, we're never going to agree. And some might say it's division. It's like, no, we're just different. We don't have to be divided because of our differences. That's what's happening now. Fighting to be right. It's a sport. It's a sport. All right, let's pull a couple more cards. And let me save some disk space here. Hold on, guys. I have to clear out some space here because I don't want it to stop recording here. Give me one moment. Yes, because I forgot to clear out some disk space and I don't want to lose my recording for streaming. So bear with me one second, guys. I apologize. This is the live aspect of the show where, you know, certain things do come up. As this, I'm just deleting some stock footage from a project I was working on. And look, this is perfect time too about the trash, right? So take out the trash, guys. I think I saw something in the comments too when I mentioned trash, to take out the trash. Time to take out the garbage in your life. And that means ideologies, ideas, all that stuff. Okay? A couple more cards and we'll get to Nina's topic. Or Nina's read. Nina has a card pull for you guys too, so we'll get to that in a moment. You know, it's interesting too, because this morning someone said, oh, gay people can't exist because it stops creation. Literally someone commented that on Leading Out Loud this morning. sorry for lack of better terms, this idiot says gay people cannot exist because they will ruin creation. They will stop creation. What do you guys think about that? About someone saying that stops creation? The fact of something stopping creation, that somehow gay people stop creation, but gay people are a result of creation. Because I would say, you know, our creator understands balance. I mean, the creation actually, it brings great balance, right? It has a natural flow of balance. So I like to say we gay people are nature's population control. So, you know, we kind of say, all right. And so what about the fact that men and women who cannot bear children on their own, they have issues, right? So, of course, I had to call that one out, too, this morning and say that's a very limited view of creation. Creation has anomalies. Creation has balance. It naturally has balance. So I said that is exactly what pure homophobia is there. Because they say afraid of gays taking over. I mean, geez, I don't think us gays want to take anything over, right? Straights haven't taken over. I don't know, you know. So all of a sudden, just people just turn gay. How does that happen? I'm just confused about that. So someone who has that religious propaganda is so insulting to the creator, like as if the creator doesn't already know how to create. Well, the creator did not create a perfect mechanism already, because that narrow-minded pea brain who's afraid of being gay himself seems to think that he's threatened by gay people taking over. It's asinine, but it's those same people that vote, by the way. It's those same people that you're trying to argue against instead of saying, oh, whatever, it's ignorance. Let our creator take care of the ignorance. You know? I mean, I personally, and this is going to sound cruel, and I don't really give a shit, but personally, a little Darwinism goes a long way, because if people are not learning, they need a reset. Their soul needs a reset, and let's just fall off this planet Earth, come back in, let's start fresh again, because you're stuck in a loop. And there's many people that are stuck in very negative, you know, self-condemning, you know, loops in their life. And so life is like, pluck them out so you can start having a new refresh of life and start over again. It's like saving them from that torment of cycle that they're in. You know, so, you know, I think we have to understand, like, you can't give that energy, guys. You got to give energy to empowerment. Like, we got this. We're going to do this. We're going to see it through. I don't hear much of that. Do you guys hear that? I don't hear much of that from people, guys. Do you? Do you hear much people say, we'll get through this. It's all right. Do you hear whatever party? I don't give a fuck. Whatever party saying, all right, the other person, we'll fight through. We'll work together. We'll try to make a pact. Oh no, they're saying, I'm cutting you out of my life. I'm never talking to you again. That's what we're hearing. Not like, we'll see it through. We'll work together. We'll figure it out. We got this. We'll come together. We'll, you know, no. Same people talking about, you're dividing us, is saying, I'm cutting you out, never speaking to you again. Like, I'm hearing all this garbage. Like children, like petulant children. So it's time, you guys are warriors in the room, though. I know you guys who are in the room now are warriors. I know all you guys. And it's time to take a stand. Minimize the bullshit. Maximize the power. Okay? The power is, we have the power to change and to affect and to inspire. Minimize the bullshit, enhance the power, and expand the power. And that's what we have to do. And so that's why I've been called to use my voice too, because I've been silent for so long as an Aquarius. Just like, let them do the thing, I want to talk about it. But then Spirit's like, you need to start standing up and talking about this. Probably because of the age of Aquarius that we're in. You know, Pluto's go back into Aquarius in this month. The 19th, 17th or 19th, I think. So time to stop the bullshit. That's how you fight it. You don't fight it by saying, oh, fuck you. And then you fight it by standing up again saying, no, this is what we're doing. I'm standing for what I believe in. I'm standing for what is true, what is right, and what is correct for the collective. And we'll work through the kinks. Minimize the bullshit, maximize your power. Remember this. Because when you fight against someone, you're just maximizing the bullshit. And so many people, and I've seen people in these spiritual communities talking about love. Love is love. Love is love. Love is love. As they're dumping on people and hating on people and talking about their oppressions, and you know, it's very, I would say, contradictory. I'm still shuffling, by the way. All right. And then when you practice these things, you'll see through the bullshit, guys. What happened to your generosity, guys? What happened to your generosity? You guys aren't being generous. Generous doesn't mean you're giving things to people. What happened to your generosity of time with people? What happened to your generosity just hearing people through? What about your generosity of just saying, you know what, these are people too, and it seems like they care about our world too, but let me just be generous enough and just like understand, give them my time to understand them and see them through. And find a compromise. How about this? No one's talking like that, but everyone's screaming, love is love. No one's saying let's sit down and have a compromise. Let's see it through. We can work this out. Okay, we don't agree, but let's see what's the middle ground can we agree on, right? No one's doing it. But crying about love is love, love is love. Their stupid t-shirts, love is love, and then crying and cutting out their family members. Walking contradictions. Please don't be one of those people. Be a leader. Be a warrior. Be a trendsetter when it comes to energy, and be an energy setter. Be someone who's going to really make change. Not even just for the society, but for you. Do you want to live in a planet that's continuously like this? I don't want to live in a planet like that. That's why I'm doing this work. I decided just one day, I'm just going to do this. I'm doing this work because there's a bigger mission for me doing this work. I want to try to change the planet I'm living in too. Because I'm sick of seeing this crap around me as well. And I want to do what I can to change it. So those you complaining and making these sad remarks about victimization and your rights, get off your ass and do something and create something. Get your voice out there. Why don't you start your own channel so I can go on your comments and complain about your perspective? How about that? All right. Final card. This is love too, guys. And what I'm saying is out of love because I love my planet. And I love my species. And so when I see people destroying our species, it pisses me off. When I see people demeaning the species, it pisses me off. When I see people not evolving their soul, that pisses me off. So take it as you will about, it's mean, it's cold, it's not loving. I don't give a fuck what you think. Because I'm only feeling this way because I love my species and I love my planet. And I'm sick and tired of seeing it degrade. I'm sick and tired of seeing it degrade. Did someone mention merch? 'Cause I was just thinking about doing that. Who said that? Diana Boss? I love the name. I love your name. Diana Boss. That's what we need. We need more Diana Bosses up in there. Too merch. Okay, too much. Yeah. Okay, you're saying it with the accent. Too merch. I was gonna create some merch with some of my phrases. Actually, it's just dawned on me because Iggy's like inspired me because he keeps like hashtagging quotes that I say. It's like, why don't I just turn them into t-shirts? So I think I'm gonna do that. You know. It's time now, guys. We got this. And a lot of you guys in this room that I know that are my loyal watchers, you guys are so powerful. And the thing I've seen a lot of you guys is that you don't believe in yourself enough. You know, you guys shortchange yourself too much, right? So you guys have so much power. We need you to step out too. We need you to get that endeavor going. We need you to get your voice out there. You guys are so powerful in this room. I talk to you guys a lot. I see you guys a lot. Okay? We need you to get that power out. Just shuffling one more card, and then we'll get to Nina's read, and we'll get to the readings. And everybody I had a person one-on-one reading with, after every session, I'm just so blessed to be in those sessions because I'm blessed to be able to mentor. I'm blessed to be able to read and to be a trajectory doctor for you guys, right? And to connect you with spirit. I feel blessed every single time and humbled that I do that, and I've been doing it for so long, and I'm still to this day. That's the love that I have. And the people that I talk with, I'm even blessed to speak with, and even with the sessions that I do. And I have some clients come to me saying, they're like, Scott, I feel bad. I keep coming back saying the same issue. I'm like, no, this issue is important. People are trying to get out of relationships. Like, I feel bad. I keep coming to the same issue. I'm like, no, we have to work through this issue. It's important for you. It has nothing to do about the relationship. The process is important for me to help you on. It's the process. And so to me, they feel like they're about. I'm like, no, I'm humbled and I'm in love to help you with your process. That's what I'm here for. Not just be reading your trajectory and being a psychic, and that's all great. But I'm here to also work with your trajectory and understand how to recreate and rearrange your trajectory and healing karma. I have a passion for this. So don't misinterpret my zeal for anger, I tell people. Yeah, and they're saying, you guys, again, transformation, guys. It's time to kill that old version, take out the garbage, whatever you're saying in there, right? So it's time to make that transformation for you guys. It's that time. And I think you guys all have this. A lot of you guys will be finding your own voice during this time, okay? Let's get to Nina's wonderful message. I'll be back in a second.
What is up, Thursday crew? It is me, Nina. So the channel message for today, I got a lot of imagery of black obsidian, black tourmaline, these really black, dark, like dark blood looking crystals. And I feel like the message around that is continue to protect your peace and continue to protect your sanity really during this time, this week and next week. It might look like saying no to a lot of people. It might look like a lot of redirection. It might look like things that you thought were going to work out a certain way don't work out anymore. I just keep hearing that it is all happening for your protection and for your energetic well-being. So continue to self-care and continue to self-care and really, really set into place a type of ritual for yourself. Because spirit is just saying, and your guides are just saying that when you have that kind of strong foundation, nobody can mess with you and no energies can permeate your sacred space.
Mm-hmm. Love that. Did you love a little synchronicity Nina had there? To make change. Beep, beep. That was great, Nina. Lovely. Give Nina some love in the room. Isn't she awesome? Don't we love our Nina too? She's in the give Nina some love in the room. I know the beep beep. It's like reminds me of the Roadrunner. Beep beep. But I love life synchronicities like that. I just love those things. Like spirit's like, yeah, put it in full blast, right? Let's enhance that energy. I love that. You know, love you, Nina. Love you. Okay, let's get to the readings now. Sorry for the long wait on that, but I feel like I just need to say that, you know, it went to a different direction of topic, but that is our collective destiny. What we're going through. Remember, this is destined. What you're going through is your destiny to experience all these things. It's been prearranged too, guys. Okay, so the destiny is that we're intended to go through these things. We're intended to awaken through these things. That is the collective destiny. That's why we're here. Stop trying to resist that. Work with it. Watch how things can massively change. A to the men. Okay. Okay. All right. So first question is from Kathleen Prentice. No, it was the standard. 51 minutes. Actually, no, it was 50 minutes, I guess. No, I didn't rant last time. I just sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just do it. But you know, we just need these for these times. All right, Kathleen Prentice, Random Paul Card Bouquet. Not my daughter Lydia. Thanks so much. Yes, I know. I understand. Lydia just had to pop through that one time. Okay. Oh, you're awesome. You're the favorite. You're my favorite. Crazy for coconuts on this planet. Thank you, Ali. I love that. I love that. I forget to put the comments on the screen because I know people can't see them. Who are watching and don't see a chat. This is my sermon here, the preacher. This is my church. What's up? I love that. Thank you, my love. Thank you. And Lauren says, my destiny right now is my bed, work in the AM, night all. Good night, Lauren. Have a wonderful, beautiful night's sleep. Much love to you. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. Okay, I'm shuffling for Kate. All right. Sometimes spirit does intervene. Okay. Let's go. Okay. There's like I got two like a dichotomy of cards here. They're just like the two opposites. Let me just use my intuition to read what the message really is. Okay, got it. Okay. So they've been saying you've been pushing a lot in life because you've been trying to like get over heartache or whatever, you know, emotional pain you've had from your past. So we'll just say, you know, heartache in a sense. So you've been trying to like speed things up in life. Let's get it done because that was the way that you've been trying to pacify yourself by kind of like rushing things too much in a sense or pushing things too much without taking your time because you had to get to the next step, the next destination. And so in a sense, you actually were not really going anywhere, you know, emotionally because of the fact that you're just trying to rush and bypass the heartache and the trauma, the sadness that you have that remained unresolved, right? So what they're saying is, you know, it's really kind of looking at those things. So Kate, the message really is aligned to the collective. Again, this is a random card pull, so I have no direction on that part, right? But it really is saying that, you know, you have to take your time with your own healing, you know, and stop rushing your own healing, or even just stop rushing the fact that you have to take the time to process things for yourself. Take that time. Be patient with that process, and unburden yourself with the burdens that have happened in the past. What did Kamala used to say? Sorry. By unburdening about what was happened in the past, whatever. But take your time to nurture your healing right now, because what you're doing when you try to like bypass and try to get things done quickly, or try to accomplish things quickly, or get that relationship quickly, or whatever the case is, you end up just keeping yourself in the same cycle without realizing that. I always say progression with no movement, right? A hamster in a wheel. So take your time to nurture yourself right now. Take your time to nurture your healing. Take that time to work through those issues that you may have not fully resolved, but just confront them and say, look, this is issues of my past, and I've been carrying them, but there really isn't a big deal. I want to transform that heartache, or transform that deprivation into something that I can grab a hold and cherish now. Right? It's almost like making room for the new, but just taking time to clear out more. Okay, Kate, that's the issue that they're saying that they want you to work on, because then you'll nurture things, but then you start feeling a different pacing in life. So yes, thank you, James. Thank you for the fact checker. We got fact checker James Porterfield in the house saying, "I'm burned by what has been." Thank you for that fact checking. Gosh, yes, Kate. It's time to be unburdened by what has been. But seriously, I mean, it really is time to really allow yourself to take the time to heal those things, because you're still carrying a little bit of it. I think once you do, then I think you'll start seeing a different flow in life, where you feel like things have picked up, but it's not things that picked up. You're just seeing a newer rhythm. So, all right. Next up, let's go to a question here, because the card pulls good. Carrie Johnson, are there any blockages in my love life? Are the relationships I'm putting energy into going nowhere? Well, that could be very, I don't say vague. I mean, the relationships, it would have to be specific relationships I can read, but I wouldn't say all of them are going nowhere. But blockages, let me see about the blockages in love life. Yeah, your guys specifically said to me that you're trying to be someone that you're not in your relationships. It's almost like you're not saying what you want to say in your relationships. You're not being the person you want to be. You're trying to be too much of what other people expect of you too much. And so that's, I think, something that's troubling you. I wouldn't say blocking you, but that's aligning you with the wrong type of relationships with people who take advantage. And so if you want to tell someone to just like fuck off, then tell them to fuck off if they deserve it, right? I would say that's always the way you want to respond to people, but sometimes if we're at a specific level in life, sometimes we just have to tell someone to fuck off if they're mistreating us, right? So saying you're being too much of what you think other people need you to be, and that's becoming the issue. Instead of saying, this is who I am, I like who I am, I'm gonna meet someone who also likes who I am and likes themselves too. And so it's getting yourself out of that perspective, that illusion. And so, by unburdening what has happened, but I can't say that thing right. That has been, because I do feel like you're carrying that on a lot, as far as, how you think you need to perform for people. And it's like, you're not a performance act. That to me is what's not so much blocking you, but it's aligning you with the wrong relationships, right? So, are the relationships I'm putting energy into going? Well, it depends on which relationships you're referring to, because they're not all going to be one answer. I'll look specifically about like love, but I think that your pattern of loving relationships that you've had, the pattern feels very, I don't know, like the best way I can say is you date like people that kind of like bump on a log's energy. They don't really do much in their lives, or they're not really kind of pursuing things the way you might want to pursue things, So, I think that's an issue, that you got to look at. And so, if someone's making you unhappy, then just be clear about this. Or if someone is making you happy, but you don't think they are, you have to be clear about that too. Because a lot of times we will get jaded to where someone is making us happy, but we think that they're not because they're not meeting our needs, but yet they are. So I want you to just be aware of the dynamic of what you're in. And I think that you're putting too much consideration into people. you know, you put too much consideration, put more consideration into the self. That would be your what catapults you forward in that way. So I feel like 2025 would be a good year to pacify that, to clear it up. I feel like 2025 that, you know, it's funny because this was going to fall out. This is my traveling card, so you might travel. You may take some trips and get out of your shell next year. And I think that so it feels like a major trip, maybe even an overseas trip actually. You know, and so I think that would be something you'd be able to do next year and get you out of your shell, and that would connect you with different groups of people. So I do feel that change too next year. So okay. You can't say it right because it makes no sense. Yeah, there's something with that. I just can't connect with it. I just can't Claire, I am stuck in something that happened in past, can't unstuck from it. I know. And little do you know, it's just gum on your shoe. Okay, Mrs. Sarah. Hey, all good here. Been sitting through the fire and getting a lot of I love that. Getting a lot of clarity, but I love a spiritual check-in and toss me a cookie. Okay. Let me see. Let me do like a little check-in here. You feel relieved, don't you? I know that you're second-guessing your decisions, but at the same time, you're like, but that's just you second-guessing yourself. But at the same time, you feel massively relieved. And the relief, I was also saying, not so much relieved, but relief too. So I think that you just, when I'm seeing this, I think what you should be doing right now is just really kind of co-signing on your decision and saying, yep, I co-sign on that physically and spiritually. I signed it spiritually and I'm co-signing it physically. It's the decision I need to make for myself, you know? And so I think that I love that you said this. I love that you said this. Every time I second guess, I see deeper why. Exactly. So, and that's going to confirm for you too. So, in a sense, you're being more objective than second guessing too either. But this, you know, whether you made the right decision, it's like, yeah, you're doing the right thing about your exploring. You're being objective. You're processing. Realizing, well, that's why. And so, you're validating yourself. So, I definitely feel a lot of relief from you right now. A lot of relief. A lot of almost like you feel like you've dropped that 1,000-pound anchor in life. And it's not the relationship, but the emotional deprivation, right? Or the lack of self-love. I hate to sound cliche, but I think you're starting to really understand what that is now, right? And so that's the relief. You're realizing I'm doing this because I'm putting love into myself. So yeah, I think this is a really good sign. And I wanted to validate your processing on this, and you know, the second question yourself, just to understand you're confirming your stance on things, which is great. And I think that, you know, I know you can feel that there's like something newer in the air. It's almost like I know you can feel there's a new air around you. You know, so I think that's just we just want to give you validation on that and confirm that to you. Yeah, I agree. Yes, exactly. Saying no to him, saying yes to myself, and exactly. I mean, it's your choice, right? It's your decision. You are the dictator of your life, not a relationship, not a person. You're dictating your own happiness. Don't let somebody else dictate it. And that was the whole point of the collective message, too. So that's great. It's awesome. Well, yeah, I mean, the void is always, don't think of transit like a transitionatory state as being a void. Just see the transition space as a phasing experience. There has to be a sense of the emptiness that has to be there. That's like, it's like a dopamine drop. Like if we come from like, you know, we go to a wonderful event with good energy and we leave, we feel that drop. That's normal. Right? And so you got to have that space of that energy that needs to be there. For me, that energy always feels like so warm to me, actually. Some people feel that like it's like devastating. To me, it feels very it feels very warm to me. It feels very open, right? It feels very freeing, actually. You know, so I want you to take that energy and understand, like we have to have that word so we feel that, like, I don't want to say void, it just feels like clear energy. You've cleared energy, and so sometimes it's uncomfortable for people to sit in their own voice. Okay, let me clear out some space here, guys. I have to do something real quick. Give me a moment. Give me a moment here, guys. Gotta transfer something over before it stops recording here, and I don't want to stop recording. So yes, my love. Please take heed on that. Okay, let me finish that. Let the transfer. I have to just clear out some space, guys. I apologize. Give me just 1 second, so I can just finish that. And we don't stop this thing here. I think it'll still continue recording. I just think I'll probably lose the not the stream, but the recording. So, but you got this, Sarah. You do have this. As I'm multitasking, as I'm trying to save disk space so it doesn't quit. You do have this, and I think this is a perfect time for you to really kind of start that new. Remember that void energy is not a void. It's just you're feeling the clearance. You're feeling the empty space of what you need to be because you have been unburned by what has been. All right. We're going to drag that out. We're going to drag that out tremendously with that statement. Just being unburdened by what has been. Okay, let me just delete this, guys. Sorry for this little bit of a tiff. Okay, perfect. Let's clear the space out before I lose my recording. I forgot to do that before. I've been doing so much work. Okay, it's live. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Almost done with that. We have a card pull for Beth. Card pull, please, for Beth. Empty trash. Is my trash emptying? Okay. I said empty trash, but I can't empty it while it's being empty. Okay. Card pulls for Beth N. CO Babeka. Hi, Christopher from Palm Springs. Are you the astrologer, Christopher, that I know? You're coming at the tail end of the live. We're doing the readings now. Okay, this card pull for Beth N. Beth N. Okay. I'm feeling an ending of a relationship, actually. They're saying an ending of a relationship that you've been holding on to too much. So this doesn't necessarily have to be, it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. It just feels like a relationship that you know you've been holding on to too much, and I think that relationship is time for that relationship to end. And I think that the trepidation of getting rid of this relationship is because you're fear of actually going through the heartache. But I feel like, and this is funny, we're coming from Sarah's read, is that when you do release a relationship, as we were saying with Sarah, that you feel free. Benjamin is a name, but her name is Sarah. Benjamin is the title of the chat. You feel relief. You start feeling like there's more for you. So they're saying there will be an awakening or some sort of truth revealed about a relationship that's in your life that needs to go. And do not hold on to it. Don't say, oh, okay, well, I'll give it more of a benefit. No, this is the last straw of this dynamic to where it needs to go. And if it's not a specific person, then generally speaking, so again, it's time to really let go of this idea of having to hold on to something just because you're afraid of the aftermath of pain. We're saying you're in the pain now. The relationship is causing pain now, or is causing frustration now, that when you exit the relationship, then you feel what we were talking about Sarah about, is that you start feeling that peace, that joy, that openness, the opportunity. So I do feel like that is coming, and they're saying that you're probably having issues sleeping right now. Maybe there also is a lot of anxiety right now that you're having. So perhaps you're thinking about things too much, or you're obsessing about things too much. That's getting in the way of your mental health in a sense of being clear. So those things have to go. It's time to really, and I feel like you already know this, so we're pushing, saying to let go of these dynamics in your life, or even if it's just the people that you generally are connecting to, they have to go, and make space and time for yourself. So it's very similar to what we were talking about Sarah in the previous reading. It's funny the way I'm choosing these, and I think that once you do, then you'll find that freedom that you're really looking for and the right types of relationships. But you're holding on too much. But the Judgment card came with, in correlation to that, which is all about the awakening. Yes, I had a reading with you recently and you told me to end it. I did, but I haven't totally let it go. Okay, well that's good. So then it wasn't, I wish I knew who you were. Sorry, I don't know who you are. I just see the name. So you'll have to remind me because I'm a face guy, not a name guy. So yeah, I mean that's coming up now, right? So that like the breakup energy and all that. So, but I think if you re-listen to Sarah's read before you, that's all your energy. That's what you should be experiencing right now, right? So I love the timing because something told me to pick Sarah before you actually, because I didn't go in order on this. So now it makes sense why. So go rewind and watch Sarah's read, and that's the position that you want to be in, okay? And also take that advice from her read because that will be where you're going now. And so, and actually Sarah, but it's Benjamin is the name of the chat, okay? But yes. But let me see about like not totally letting it go. You know, about this. Why? Adjustment. It's just adjustment of letting it go, right? Like I was saying, when the judgment card comes up, it's like a spiritual awakening. Right? Like you kind of said to yourself, I realize that, you know, I need more, like spirit's like talking to me, you know, like you're having that awakening. So that's a good sign. Embrace that part of it. But letting it go, and here's the thing, guys in the room, I want you guys in the room to listen to this. When you can't let go of something, that means you haven't defined what you want to grab onto. Let go of the relationship and grab on a hold of yourself. Grab a hold of your happiness, your peace. And a lot of times people say, I don't know how to love myself. It's not about knowing how to love yourself. You want to put love into yourself. Big difference of context. Put love into yourself. When you're feeling stressed, put love into yourself, right? And so when you think about the idea of putting love into something, you understand, oh, that's how you love something. Because a lot of people's like, I don't understand self-love. What do I do? It's like, put love into yourself. You turn it into an action, then you understand, okay, well, if I'm talking all this gossip or I'm listening to this negative energy and the negative chatter, that's not putting love into myself. I'm just contaminating my energy, right? So that's not putting love into yourself. So the more you choose, because self-love is a choice too, but it's also a result of actually living for the self. When you choose to put love into yourself, you just realize, I love myself because I choose to. Because you know how I know you already love yourself? Is because you feel pain when you don't. When you don't love yourself, you feel pain when you're not. And so that's indication that you already know you love yourself. Because if you didn't love yourself, you wouldn't feel any pain. Like, yeah, I'm a piece of shit. I deserve all this pain. Oh, who cares? You know. So both you guys got this. And you know, I believe in both of you guys. I'm sorry, Beth, I don't remember you, which I think is great that I don't remember you or know you, because this way you understand the read is fresh and it is actually aligning with you. So that's good. I know Sarah because she's been one of my clients for quite some time. We've been working through her karma on this, and she has been so great and she's accomplished it. And Sarah, I want you to put in the room and tell people, you know, we went through this process and we've allowed the process. Now I'll tell you something about Sarah, right? She was in a situation many readers would have told her to let go of this guy, leave him alone. I said, nope. I said, Sarah, we got to help you through this. You're not getting what you want from this, but this is the only thing. This is your ticket to love. We have to process this. Let's go through this relationship. You know, may not end the way you want it to, but it's your ticket to love, either through him or through you need him to get you to that next relationship. And she processed it. She was open, and she's just now accomplished her journey. Okay, but she also had it, and the reason why people say, "Oh, it takes that long, a year," it's like, well, let me tell you something. She had to go through the enjoyment because this relationship allowed her to open up. Right? Allowed her to open up because she was close. You know, I hope you don't mind me sharing your testimony, Sarah, but I think it's going to help people, especially the comment I just read, is that, you know, she learned how to really kind of open up and receive affection, because it was a very affectionate relationship, although the relationship was not able to settle with her because of other conditions. But she allowed herself to open up and enjoy, and saw how much she was able to invest in this relationship. And so when she started investing a lot more and realized the other person could not because of their own conditions, she started saying, I deserve more than this. And it made her realize, hey, I'm nurturing, and I am open. I can express my love, and I deserve more, goddammit. So it really, you know, she really understood this, and I think this is her ticket to love. Now the next situation I saw her was going to be, bam, It's her partner, right? So yeah, I think that this situation is a great example of someone really working and processing their karma. It took a year on because she had to enjoy it too. She had to enjoy months of like travel and trips and enjoy that and be in that essence of, look at me, I can actually be open emotionally. Look at me. So there was a lot of enjoyment in that year. But that's a great example on the read I was just speaking of. Okay. And if you guys let it be a process, the process flies by. Okay? All right, so Beth, that's all for you too. Okay, we got Beth, Carrie, Sarah got that, right? Jai. Hey, Scott, insights into my love life. Definitely open to meeting the right person. Also want to know about my ex named Harnor. You mentioned would show up again at some point. Do you still see that, or is that past? No, that's still there. And so sometimes these things happen within a year's time, months' times, right? So sometimes that can happen, right? And so yeah, I feel that, but I also feel like next year you might meet someone new too. So I do feel like someone might be coming in your love life, right? Next year. You know, and so I feel February, March, maybe you might meet someone that you like, or maybe reconnect with the ex. I don't know, but I would recommend not. So, but I really feel like you should definitely, for sure, you know, I think next year you might be open to meeting someone new. I feel someone coming in. I don't know if it's gonna be serious or not. Might be casual, but I definitely feel like there'll be some new chapter with love in that sense. I do feel that, you know, it's still open to that ex coming in and checking back in, but I think that if you don't want that to happen, you start like allowing yourself now to be open, preparing for the next, and that might bypass her in a sense. So that could be up in the air in a sense, because that's not so set in stone either. But I feel like even if she saw you with somebody else and you pulled your energy from her, she might pop back in. So when you meet that new person, your energy is directing to something else. She might feel that cyclically and might be like, hey, what's going on? You know? That happens frequently with people's exes, you know? So yeah. And I think that you are open, but remember we talked about you finding different attributes about what you find attractive in a mate. And that means it has to be someone on your level too. Not someone who takes advantage, but also not someone that is, you know, their head's in the clouds. You need someone who's really focused. And so just being clear on that, I feel like is going to really kind of grant you that relationship. So I feel like February, March of next year, I feel you connecting with someone or meeting someone that you can connect with in that way. I'm gonna leave it there because I don't want to be, I don't know if it's gonna be full on long term or short term. I'd rather you just experience it without knowing that, you know? So yeah. All right, next question by Gabby. Birthday 11/22, like cool birthday. I love the 11/22s. I want to take a trip to the beach, but Mercury retrograde is coming. Should I wait until after it's over? Just do it. Thank you. Appreciate you. I appreciate you too, my love. They're saying go do it. They're saying go do it. You know, it's time to do it. Get out and do it. Absolutely. And so I think that they're saying to take advantage of the retrograde energy. April Sparks, good to see you. Glad you're saying hi. I wouldn't say hi to April Sparks. Chris Rex, wonderful. Actually, you're still Chris Rex assistant, but also my friend. So say hi to April Sparks. Thanks for stopping in. Beautiful. So yeah, Gabby, go for it. They're saying take advantage of that retrograde energy. It isn't always bad. I think if you look at how it aligns in your chart, I'm not the astrologer here. I think you might find you might be able to harness some mystical energies. It feels more like a mystical connection for you to go through with the retrograde and go to the beach in that sense. So they're saying go through it and utilize the energy. I think you might have a fun journey actually with that, Gabby. So yeah, definitely. Yes. Awesome, Jai. Yeah, she might, like I said, she might reconnect. Like I said, especially if you find someone new, meet someone new, yeah. Just like checking in, yeah, kind of poking her nose around. Nothing like big though, Jai, you know. Maybe just trying to reach out, something of that nature. It could be like a passive aggressive, sees a comment on a photo or something, you know what I mean? Something like that, but I wouldn't take the bait. She feels very, like she feels like she plays games to me, and I don't really care for that energy. And she feels like she doesn't know what she wants, but like she's all about what she gets from a man, not what she gives. So it feels like that very selfish energy with her. So I wouldn't bite the bait. Don't let that be an ego boost for you, because she's really nothing significant to, you know, get an ego boost from. Okay, let me check my PayPal, and then I think it'll be it with the readings. It's been a wonderful evening. very quiet, chill evening tonight. I think people are just been, stressed from the elections, as you don't need to be stressed from the elections. Okay. And this is the first time I had issues kind of reading this election prediction. I predicted it back in 2020, and everyone keeps telling me I did, and I forgot I did because I've been reading like different energy lately. And so lately I've just been feeling like there's like going to be something that's going to stalemate the progression maybe before the inauguration. I don't know. But I did, predict Trump winning the popular vote. But there's something else that's going to happen that we don't know, and I'm not being shown completely what that is. So it's been a very interesting time. But one thing I've been seeing that my guys have been showing to me is that either if it was Kamala or Trump, both paths leads to the same destination. It would be the same results, guys. And I haven't seen that actually. In many reads when it comes to like collective things like this. So it's kind of the first time I've seen this, which is also why the reads have been different, but they both would have led to the same outcome, Last question, last but certainly not least, is for Samantha Riddenor. I'm trying to discover what entity is wanting to work with me. Is there anything other than meditation I can do to connect with them? First, let me see if it's an entity you want to work with. Okay, they're saying to be open to sigil magic. That's what I'm going to say, okay? If you're open to learning or reading about sigil magic or sigils and working with sigils, you'll find the entity, and then you'll be able to decipher then if you wish to work with them. Understand you have dominion over any type of contact of this nature, so make sure you're not allowing any other power to have dominion over you. So the gateway to have a connection is type in sigils or sigil magic or something of that nature. Learning more about the sigils, and I feel like the one will pop out to you. It may be a darker entity, but darker entities don't mean evil or bad. It just means it might be a darker entity that will reveal darker things or use dark energy or dark matter to communicate or to work with. Dark matter creation comes from dark matter. So many people have the conceptions wrong. But, I think honestly, it's more on the lines of occult studies. I think you'll find this entity is what they're saying. Okay. So look up sigil magic, and I think that it'll come to you as far as whatever sigil comes out to you randomly. The sigil frequency, you'll be able to look up the entity. It's not, I'm asking because I'm like, it's not an alien entity. It feels like a Goetic entity, a Goetic spirit, a Goetia, spirit of Goetia. So I'm going to leave it there for you and let you I'm giving you the little clues to find. And so look those things, study those things, sigil magic, and also look up something. Let's just get into the studies, and along the way, it'll be revealed to you. And also type in Goetia. The Goetia. Okay. All right. Well, that's it. April, did you want to get a question in real quick? Just like shoot it in the text, April, or shoot it in chat. Yeah, just shoot it in the chat, April. Don't worry about paying for it. Yeah, it's fine. We can do it. Yeah, April, just put it if you don't mind putting it in the chat. I have to read the question out loud anyway. So just put it in the chat, and we'll do it. Interesting. Well, there you go. Slap me silly and call me psychic. I'm glad you've been working on Power Stones. Okay, great. I think that, again, look up Goetia. I feel like it would be one of those YouTube videos saying, which spirit is trying to reach out to you? Pick a card. I feel like that's going to happen to you. That happened to me one time when I was like diving down into my more of the occult energies. And I had that happen one time. And that entity I bonded so well with, and it was connected to where I was at that time, and I still love working with that energy, and so I feel like it'd be similar in that way. So yeah, so good. I love to say it. Slap me silly and call me psychic. So yeah, April. So just throw the question in the chat. Don't worry about paying. Don't worry about sending payment. This is on me. You're a friend of mine. You've worked hard at. April's worked on an LOL with us, so and so she was not nearly appreciated for her work, I would say. So, and I'll just wait a couple more minutes for April to put it in, and then we'll do a close with the wonderful, I think after the intense intro reading, the intense collective read and the topic, it'd be nice to wind down with a little bit of a sound bathing by Lafayette for a little bit. and then we'll get back. So actually, I'll go to the sound bathing, and then April, if she puts in the comments, I'll come back with the question for April. So for now, let's enjoy this quick little sound bathing. It's about 4 minutes to unwind, clear out the energies from the rants from the world, and just let's reset for a moment. How's that for you? Isn't that great? That's Lafayette. That's Nina's partner, who I love them both like family. They're just both just such great souls and spirits. So yeah, as you say, I'm chill. I'm in the chill zone. All right, let's get to April's question now. We got April in the house. Okay. Question. My business has taken off as you predicted. I have hired my awesome brother. We've been steady busy. Wondering what the next 90 days looks like and if there are any messages of guidance. I'll keep that up so people understand what I'm talking about. Let me see. Yeah, because the first word I heard was consistency. And I just pulled... Why did I do that? Pull 2 cards? There it is. First thing I saw is consistency, right? And so enjoying the consistency, they're saying, because I think that trepidation of things being up and down, but no, they're saying enjoy the consistency. They're saying being firm on decisions when it comes to future investments. Firm on decisions for future investments. So you might start to invest in something additional. So I feel like investments might come, or there might be additional things that you can invest in when it comes to, you know, extending your work and business. Maybe it just grows, or you hire someone else in, right, as an investment, and that starts to expand that way. So that's great. But the most important thing for the next 90 days is they're saying to enjoy the stability and consistency. Like let it be a nice, you know, I wouldn't say plateau, still going up, but let it be a nice current, because they want you to also appreciate it too. I feel like come, you know, early 2024, you will be investing or hiring someone new. Maybe someone else has to come in. Maybe you need an assistant to what work you're doing in a sense. So I definitely feel expansion. I feel like a third party or a third entity comes in and you connect with that will help. And I'll just show you the cards that I pulled on as well, you know, is the this is you, the king of, you we'll say the Queen of Swords, but the King of Swords. You're the Queen of Swords, actually. That is your energy. Very, very, you know, cutthroat and very, very stern in your approach to things and knowing what you want and how to get it done. And they're saying be more of this. You know, bring more of this. And so, and then the Ace of Pentacles here is really all about, it's, to me, when this comes up, it's financial increase, but also investments, right? So that's a great card to get. So, but I feel like it's another investment, right? So, oh, we are talking about bring another person. Well, slap me silly and call me psychic. Yeah, that'll happen. I think that'd be a good investment too. I really see you guys expanding. I love this. I remember the first time when you asked a question about this and about, you know, before you started this, I don't know if you remember how passionate, excited I was about it for you, right? So it's kind of exciting too to see this shift and change, right? And so you actually doing it and it's growing. And now we're talking about third party, so that's good. And just a couple of additional cards just to kind of throw at you for closing. The Fool and Wheel of Fortune card. You know what that means, right? So those are great things. So not only is it a new beginning for you in a sense of like you start the business and the work, but I really feel like the new beginnings for me is really coming as a statement that it's time for you to be boss bitch. That's how I have to say it. I said it before. I'll say it again. It's time for you to be boss bitch. It's like, you know, this new beginning for you to be like, I'm in control now. You know, this is the work that I'm doing because this is how I want to do my work. I'm not working just for somebody else anymore. I'm doing my thing now, right? Don't tell Chris I said that. I'm kidding. I'm sure he'd support you. He's going to support you 100% either way. But yeah, and so this is what they're saying. Of course, in the Wheel of Fortune card in this sense too is saying like you are starting that new chapter when it comes to what we're just saying. You're the boss bitch. You're doing the way you want to. You're being control. You're calling the shots in a sense, and that's working in your favor. And you're allowing yourself to feel like what it's to fully be in control now. And even with the Wheel of Fortune, your hands are at the wheel. You know, so really good, you know, really good cards. And they're just saying one little final thing, just as advice. Make sure you spend some time with yourself too in the process. Okay, make sure you schedule that time for you in. Okay, make sure you're scheduling that time, that you're putting that time into yourself, saying, okay, I don't need these people now. I need to do this for me. And if that means going to a spa, whatever the case is, that you're taking that time, you're scheduling that time to rejuvenate. Make sure you don't forget about you too. That's despite what you're doing to reground and recenter. Okay, so good stuff, right? Interesting. Yeah, I remember you didn't even know. You didn't even know about what was starting. So I'm so happy to see it manifest finally. Not finally, but I'm so happy to see you manifest. I'm so happy to see you there doing it. As you deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. And you go to a salt spot. Well, there you go. Awesome. Fantastic. And at 11:11 on your time. That's amazing. So good. Take that as confirmation, love. And just remember to continue with that balance. And again, the boss bitch also needs to be queen bitch. So treat yourself as the queen, right? That Queen of Sword energy. So I'm happy for you, April. Congratulations on all that too. All right, everybody. I appreciate everybody for coming tonight. As you all know, I'm always appreciative to see you guys every week. So I will be here next week and the week after that, too. So, and if you didn't check out Leading Out Loud this morning, check it out. It's on, I think it's on my page. It's on the LOL page as well. Check that out if you missed it. You have something else to watch. And remember, guys, don't let the current of society persuade your thinking or your feeling. You dictate how you feel. Be the dictator of your own happiness. Don't let everything around you be an excuse why you don't do that. And don't complain about things. Do something about the things that you're complaining about so you can be in control of that. You guys have the power within. It sounds cliche, but when you guys really focus on what that really means of having the power within, you will understand, well, I am making my own decisions. I am deciding to be happy or not. I am deciding to be angry about it. I am deciding to be complacent. So I guess the power is really within me to feel how I want to feel. We're saying exactly. That is your God-given right, is to be able to decide what you wish to choose. And especially if you're very clear with your karmic experiences and your karma and you understand what that is, then you understand what the challenges are and really how to utilize them to your benefit and to, like I said before, expand the power, right? Diminish the bullshit, enhance your power. All right. And for those of you who want to book a one-on-one session with me, it's scottcruzpm.com. I offer phone and video sessions. Of course, a lot deeper than the live shows because I got you person to person and we're going deeper. These are very kind of more simplistic reads. And so you can book a session there, or also a mediumship session. Every time I say it fast, I can't say it. A mediumship session. If you want to connect with someone who's crossed over, I offer those sessions as well. And as well as a session called Intuition Builder. We can actually, if you want to learn how to tap into your own psychic abilities and mediumship abilities and to what degree and what is your actual talent in that, I have a session to help you with that as well. And so I appreciate every single one of you guys. What should I close with? Maybe just a simple commercial, funny commercial. My song, I did Crazy last time. I think I'll just close with a simple commercial. And much love to you guys. Remember, you guys are all the gods and goddesses of your own myth. What do you want to create? Much love. I will see you next week. I'm proud of you guys. You guys got this. Good night.
Scott Cruz is popularly known for his life-changing one-on-one readings to also guide in your soul ascension journey. With life readings, get insight into your relationships, career, health, trauma healings, past life regressions, and more. Want to connect with a loved one who's transitioned? Scott's mediumship session can be the gateway to you and your loved ones in spirit, bridging the gap between the physical and the spiritual realm. If you want to enhance your own psychic ability, Scott's Intuition Builder session can help expand your psychic and mediumship abilities. So sign on to scottcruzpm.com to book your own personal session today.